terms of the Tuesday selection, was it a calculated gamble, or was it a constructive move to try and get the win you wanted?
No, we just wanted to be more on the front foot. We wanted to try and get a goal, try and get the first goal, and give us something to go on. Which is, luckily enough, it worked for us. And you know that the boys that were out of the team, I think, understood, and the boys that come into the team did well. So that's how it has to be.
And what was there in the performance that was missing previously then? Was it very different or not?
Well, we've had 5 games. 4 of them have been really good. We should have beat Accrington here. We beat Cheltenham. We should have won at Notts County. We were horrendous against Newport. And then we played well and won on Coventry. Now, if we follow that sequence of games and play well in 4 and not so good in the other, but instead of the draw at Notts County, we get a win, which we should have, be okay.
So was it comparable with that performance at Notts?
It was similar. In Coventry, got some good players, and the predicament we're in, you become anxious, you start to drop deep because you're defending a goal, and you have to do more defending than we should really. But that's because of the situation we're in, and it's important we got ourselves the 3 points, and hopefully that gives us a bit of confidence.
We spoke to some fans before the game who made the point that Stevenage looks like being the last of a difficult run of matches. Do you think it will be as hard as the ones you've recently had against the sides in the top 7?
I take them all at individual merits, and we could go and play someone who's a so-called easier team, and they could have won their last 3 or 4 games and be a good form. So it is on the day. It's who you play on the day and how you perform. I don't look at Luton are top, we can't win, blah blah blah. We just look at it individually, and individual game by game.
So how strong was Stevenage's response then to bring Luton up to concede 7 and then win on the Tuesday night?
Usually works like that, and I think Yeovil did it. First game of the season, got beat 7. Was it 7 or 8?
8, I think.
8, and then they won the next game. So usually after a game like that, you're really hurting, and you need to restore some pride for the club, and that's obviously what happened.
I'm sure you had somebody at their game on Tuesday. That was quite a recovery because I think they were 2 down with 10 to go.
Yeah, but it's football, isn't it? It's football. There's no surprises in the game. Nothing should surprise us. And they've got some good players. Every team is quite similar, I think. You've got probably the top teams, Luton maybe, Notts County, Coventry, that have got probably the best or better players. But the rest are all similar, and anybody can beat anybody. You
said about sort of get on the front foot yourself. Are Stevenage a front foot kind of side?
Yeah, they like to try and get in amongst it, and they've got some good young players, 2 good forwards that keep running, and they've got the lad up front, Gordon, who scores a lot of goals. So listen, we know their strengths, and we've got to make sure that we look after them.
Obviously, Keanu came into the side on Tuesday. He hadn't been in the side for a couple of months. Is there like a trip switch with him that you have to try and find to get the best out of him?
It's a difficult one with Keanu. He's got unbelievable ability, but there's a reason he's playing in League 2. Shouldn't be playing at this level. Should be playing a lot higher. There's only him can do that, not us. We give him the opportunity. It's up to him. He's been the last couple of weeks. He's trained really hard. He's still a way off being fully fit, but the only way he's going to get at is by playing games.
And is that inconsistency, what you're saying really, is that we don't get the same 90 minutes out of a League 2 player that you would have?
I don't think it's as much inconsistency. I think it's just about, that to be a top footballer, you have to be at it every day and try and live your life right. And if you do that and you've got brilliant ability, then you can go and earn what you want and be a top player.
In terms of selection, have you got everybody available that you'd like?
No, we won't have Charlie. We won't have Charlie Cooper after Tuesday night. So apart from that, the rest are okay.
I think that's about it, actually. Thank you.
You mentioned Charlie Cooper. We all saw the photographic evidence of the tackle that was put on him. He bravely carried on. What is the situation? What was your view on seeing that photo?
Well, I saw it at the time. It was an horrendous tackle, and I'm waiting for a response from the referees. Because he needs to be lucky with his scan on Friday. He has a scan on Friday. He needs to be very, very lucky. I think when you see the still picture of it, can be a career-threatening tackle, and we're supposed to be outlawing. The referees are supposed to be outlawing that kind of challenge, and I think at one point I was six inches outside of my technical area, but they're more bothered about that than getting the big, massive decisions right, which that one was a straight red card. So yeah, horrendous tackle, and our player very lucky to stay on the pitch. But we hope our number 15 is okay after his scan on Friday, but he won't be fit for a few weeks.
Now, I've seen him today. He's got a big bandage on. So are you looking in terms of a month?
We don't know until he has a scan. You know, he's sore, but the fact that he carried on for an hour gives us a bit of heart that he hasn't done as much structural damage as he could have done.
And I guess he sort of played on with adrenaline really more than anything.
Yeah, to be fair to him, he's a tough kid. He's had to put up with a lot, and he gets on with it. He wants to do his utmost for the football club and make a career for himself. So if he can go through it, he will. But Saturday will be too soon for him.
So that gives you a bit of thinking on midfield selection, I guess. Do you feel you're a bit sort of threadbare in midfield at all?
No, not really, because we have we've obviously got Reece Brown to come in. Lee Collins can play there, so we've got enough, I think, and we want to be attacking. We want to play our sort of flair players as well, and like I say, try and get on the front foot and try and get ahead in games to give us something to not hang on to, but something to go on.
Yeah, just finally one more from me. Manny, how's Manny's situation?
Manny's training, still got a tiny fracture in his cheekbone, but we're hoping after Saturday he'll be ready to go and fighting for his place in the team.